guys. I'm here to get into a directing analysis of Barton, Fink, which was directed by the Coen brothers, released in the year 1991. And this is just a wonderful surrealist take, perhaps the Coen's most surreal project of all, which is exploring writer's block and how the madness that spawns out of it. After facing just the Coen brothers were in actuality had been facing an extreme extent of madness in writing the screenplay for Miller's Crossing. So they kind of literally made this entire foundation out of that feeling. And this is a wonderful display of losing one's mental status. The hotel really lends itself to an atmosphere, which just seems like it's strongly influenced by a balance of Francis Ford Coppola, Stanley Kubrick, and David Lynch. And just getting across a very unsettling sort of atmosphere as it gets across a lot of symbolic imagery, a lot of anxiety-inducing scenarios, which is conveyed as John Turturro is facing all kinds of inner madness all throughout. This hotel aesthetic wonderfully displays shots that represents Turturro's deteriorating state of madness. There's shots such as like the peeling of wallpaper and all these mosquito shots. The Coen brothers have a very satirical tone around a creative person's wrestle between remaining true to one's vision rather than sacrificing it towards any sort of demands that any other greater force is offering out of all of it. As Michael Lerner is just a manipulative sort of force who pressures artists into sacrificing their personal ways for what they really want. The studio is kind of the greater that greater thing really wants, and it's more rooted in Turturro's perspective all throughout, which makes these events just feel very ambiguous and open-ended. I think the Coens portray what seems like a lot of delusional pattern schemes in a creative person's discovery, and they kind of find out they're in hell on earth through a lot of this. And there's just a lot of surreal imagery all throughout. One of my all-time favorite moments is whenever there's this reoccurring iconic woman on the beach, this mysterious head in the box, which represents all these kind of abstract connections around the logical nature of the creative process and how this can affect the subconscious in such strange, bizarre ways. The Coen brothers really reveal directing that explores dread and a very uneasy sort of atmosphere throughout a very claustrophobic sort of tone. There's a lot of repetition in this play, a very decaying sort of hotel atmosphere. Turturro just seems like he can't really connect with any sort of just anyone really around him. He's just in a far too isolated sort of place as he kind of work for stands just his own depths of madness, you could say. He's a very creative person who's very self-absorbed and blind to any sort of reality. And he finds that he's best off when he's in a detached sort of lifestyle of isolation. His characters are very eccentric, such as John Goodman, Judy Davis, Steve Buscemi. These all represent wonderful shades of Turturro's subconscious, which represent something of a personal hell to face for him. And Turturro's subconscious is perceived as characters' mirror shades of himself that he fears and loathes. As the Coens just use elements of comedy, horror, and noir into just a very completely layered psychological character study. And it's one of the best moments of the Coen brothers. And the ultimate display of surrealism is at full force. And it holds up as just about one of the ultimate groundbreaking, brain-twisted films of the 90s, really. It's just absolutely groundbreaking, every sense of the word. This is just kind of, it has an influence that's just done wonders for life. It's strongly recommended from start to finish.